This is my mom, Mama Burrito, and she's my invited guest. Together we're reacting to a Chavacano story. This story is called Si Juan.
Juan is a very Filipino name. In English, it can be James or John or something like that.
Okay, so our story is called Si Juan. It's written in the Chavacano language, which is a Spanish Creole, and we're going to see how much Spanish we understand, or how much of the story we can understand between our knowledge of Spanish and Philippine languages. So it says, Este si Juan, te queda le cerca narío, pero si Juan nunca hay anda narío. No quiere le agarra agua, no quiere le baña o lava su cuerpo. Grande pelea di suyo pati su nana, cada limpia el cuerpo. So what do you think this means? How well do you understand this?
It's a lot of Spanish words, but then there's a lot of Chavacano words also. But basing on my video skills, it's this is one. What's circa? Oh, he lives near the river, but Juan never goes to the river. He doesn't want to take the water. Every time he cleans his body, it's all I can take from the last sentence.
Okay, so
would you like to maybe explain it a little bit more to me?
Right. So yeah, I think the first part you got it right. I think compared to Spanish, I think it's pretty understandable. It's the grammar makes it difficult, but yeah, basically what we have is this is one. He stays near the river, but he never goes to the river. He doesn't like to take the water. He doesn't want to bathe or wash his body. And the second part, this is where we see a lot more of that Creole influence. I see Spanish words, but there are also things in there that are a little hard to understand. So the first part here, which says grande pelea, pelear means to fight or like argue, kind of.
Oh.
So grande pelea would mean like a big fight. And then this part is a little confusing for me. Di suyu pati sunana.
We don't use nana in the Philippines for
Right.
godmother. That's
I would think, well, in Tagalog they say nanay, so I'm guessing nana means nanay.
Oh, maybe. Oh,
That's my guess.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
So like if he doesn't want to bathe, then he'll
There's a big
argue
fight.
with his mom. What does pati mean? Pati.
Including.
Okay, so that's not Spanish. In Spanish, you say like pati, it would be like for you,
Yeah,
para
yeah.
ti. But in this case, I'm guessing this would come from Philippine language. So my guess is that this would translate as he has a big fight with his mom every time he has to clean his body. I think you should read this one.
Okay. Un día ya entra si Juan hugahulen, bola y yaman lagasan junto con su maga amigo afuera na casa. Oh, lots of Spanish words. Cerrar el día ya volve si Juan na di ila casa bien cansado. Cansado is definitely something I'm not sure about. Ay gracias ya acorda pa tu volve. Juan andaya lava cuerpo antes de come. No hay hace caso si Juan con su nana. Oh, you're right. Nana sounds like nanay.
Yeah. So then, how well do you feel you understand this, or like we do it? How do you?
Yeah. One day, Juan went out to play with marbles, a ball, and with his friends outside of his house.
So I actually found this a lot harder to understand personally.
Yeah.
So
Because you don't know what Jolin is. Do you know what
Jolin? So what is Jolin?
Marbles.
Not Holen?
I've never really used it because we just said marble when in Iloilo, but I've heard Jolin in, I think, Cebu or somewhere. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Jolen I didn't know. Bola I could guess is basketball. And then here it says Yaman Lagasan. That I didn't understand.
Punto.
Yeah, it says Yaman Lagasan. What does that mean?
Maybe this is Ilonggo, but it's my guess. Maybe they chase each other because lagas in Ilonggo is to chase.
Oh, okay. One day Juan goes to play marbles, basketball, and like run around with his friends outside of the house. And then the second part.
At the end of the day?
Yeah, so at the end of the day, Juan comes back to his house very tired.
Oh, cansado for cansada.
Yeah,
oh,
or cansado.
Yeah, cansado.
This is actually really interesting. You didn't recognize this as a Spanish word?
No, because it's just cansado. I thought cansado is the word, not a derivative or anything.
Okay. Yeah, and especially when
yeah.
it's written like that, it's hard to recognize it as Spanish. But I think it's really interesting that in Chavacano they say it as cansao and not cansado. They pronounce it cansao, I think, like Puerto Ricans or Dominicans or like
that's right.
Andalusians.
Yeah.
They say cansao.
But spelled the Filipino way.
Yeah, with a W. It looks kind of funny.
Kansaw.
And the next part?
I'm glad you remembered to come back. One, go and wash your body before eating.
Yeah.
You think? Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds, I think you got it.
Yeah. I mean, it's mostly Spanish.
Yeah. And then the last part?
No hay hace caso si Juan con su nana.
And what do you think this means?
He did not argue with his mom, or?
So this is actually hace caso in Spanish means to listen to or obey or pay attention to. So that's pretty, let's say, proper Spanish. I guess if it says no hay hace caso, it means that he didn't obey his mom or didn't listen to his mom. Juan, bene aquí. Talia sila Juan. Un frío, imagina vos te llama.
Juan, come here. That much is, pretty clear. Would you care to make a guess as to what the rest might mean?
Okay, right. So sila in a few Philippine languages means them or they. Tali? I don't know. Any idea what that means?
No.
Okay, I guess that'd be a Chavacano word. So, Juan, come here. Talia sila Juan. They call to Juan, or I don't know actually. Okay. Well, the next part. Frío, a cold, and mahina voice calls.
Yeah, mahina is Filipino.
Okay.
Yeah, as in a soft voice.
Okay.
In a low voice. I think that's what a cold and low voice.
Yeah, calls.
Yeah,
cold,
calls,
low voice calls. Oh, and because we see the quotation marks, so I guess this is what the voice is saying. But we don't know what the voice is saying.
Yes.
Okay, let's see.
Benny, dali aquí kita todo con Juan, quiere le canaton.
Okay.
We should try to understand that before we go down to the bottom.
Yeah, okay, let's
because that's pretty.
Yeah. So this one is a lot further from Spanish. What do we think it means?
I think.
Or should I interpret this one because it has a lot more Filipino?
Yes.
Okay. So this one we can see a lot more Philippine influence on this one. So bene, come.
Let us come.
Or venir, viene, ven. Dali aquí kita todo con Juan. So dali, I'm guessing, means quick.
Quick, yes.
In Cebuano, dali means
in
quick.
Ilonggo.
Ilonggo too. Kita is in Ilonggo Cebuano means us. So dali aquí kita todo con Juan. Like we're here together with Juan.
Yes.
Okay. And then quierele canaton. Canaton is that Cebuano? It kind of sounds like us.
Like aton.
Like kita canaton.
I'm from Iloilo, so I can only guess it could be similar. Canaton is like us, together with us.
Okay.
Something, yeah.
Okay, so I'm guessing it's saying we want him for ourselves?
No,
like
we want him with us.
We want him with us, okay.
Yes.
These little mystery floaty cloud monsters. Okay. Would you like to continue reading?
El otro voz ya habla. Ya abrí si Juan con su ojos. Ya espanta le mira maga buling. Sudor y lodo estaba na su maga mano y pies. Ya mira le mas mucho pa maga buling. Hinay-hinay takamina para con él. Todo quiere man pilit na su cuerpo.
Okay.
This is...
I feel like this would be pretty hard to understand for Spanish.
Yes.
You kind of see the words and then
Yes.
it's a mix.
Yes.
So, yeah, we'll see if I can interpret this one and then you can tell me if I'm getting it right.
Well, I can put in my opinion.
Right. So, let's go for it. I feel like this is understandable. It's just the grammar. So it's a la otra voz, ya habla. But other than that, the words are all there.
So what's that
Right.
supposed to mean?
The other voice calls. Ya abrí si Juan con su ojos.
That's pretty clear.
Yeah, again, it's pretty clear. The grammar is a little different. Instead of saying sus ojos, it just says su ojos. And ya abrí instead of ya abre. And then si is also a Filipino word. It says Juan opens his eyes. So
Buling, I would imagine is dirt on the skin.
okay. Yeah, because I don't think bullying is a Spanish word.
Yes.
So you'd say he was frightened to see the dirt on the skin.
Yeah.
Sodor would be sudor, meaning sweat.
Sweat. Okay.
Y lodo, mud. Estaba na su magamano, that was on his hands and feet. Pies, his feet. Ya mírale más mucho pa magabuling hinay. Okay, this one I'll need to take a look at slowly. So he sees a lot more.
Buling.
So this is kind of confusing because some things sound like Spanish but are actually Filipino. So like I said, like pa, in Spanish it's like shortened version of para, so for. But in this case, I'm guessing it's the Filipino use of pa, which means still, like even more. So if you say mucho pa, it would be even more. So he saw even more buling, like skin dirt.
Yes.
Hinay ta camina. Hina means slowly.
Yes. Very slowly.
Very slowly.
Because it's double. Hinay.
So very slowly walking, I'd say towards him, con él. They all want to stick to his body. So then pilit, we learned was stick. So pilit, we learned was stick. So then, I think other than that word, it's pretty clear. Todo quiere pegarse a su cuerpo. They all want to stick to his body. Okay. This is getting difficult. In the beginning, I was like, this is so easy. It's practically Spanish. But now it's like, I wouldn't be able to understand this on my own.
Yeah, so now I video it.
Yeah. Two heads are better than one.
Yes.
Juan, quiere came contigo si la te habla. This is, I'd say this looks pretty 50-50, like 50% Spanish, 50% Filipino. Kame or kami means us. So
they have kami contigo, so with us.
Yeah, I think it means Juan, we want you with us, or we want you to join us. And then sila ta habla.
Yeah, and that's what they said.
Yeah, sila being them, sila ta habla, they said. So it's interesting. Habla in Spanish means to speak, but it looks like in Chavacano it just means to say in general.
Ya biracara si Juan para na Rio. Allá estaba el frío voz. Juan, veni aquí, dali. Now we know what dali is. Corre era si Juan para na Rio, pero hinay-hinay le tasinti kay tatapa ya kuneli el maga sucio.
Yeah, okay. So the first part, he turns his head towards the river, and there was the cold voice. The next part,
Juan, veni aquí, dali.
Yeah, so
that's the voice that he appears to hear.
Okay, so then this last part says Juan runs towards the river. But is it
He slowly feels.
right? He slowly feels the dirt is sticking to him. Tapa, like cover. Yeah. And it looks like this part ta that comes before sinti. So I guess sinti comes from sentir, he feels, and then ta sinti. My guess is that this is grammar, like comes from esta, like está sintiendo, like he feels, like he's feeling. That's my guess, because I always see it appear before the verb. All right, let's continue. Ya grítale para pedir ayuda con su nana. Necesita le anda na agua. So this seems pretty understandable.
Yes.
Do you know what?
He calls out to his mom, saying that he needs help to start the water.
Necesita le anda na agua. I think it means he needs to go to the water.
Oh.
Like he needs to go to the water.
Okay.
But then the rest, yeah, he calls to his mom.
Juan, mira este bata.
Okay. Do you want to start translating this?
It's the mom calling to Juan to look at this. What's bata?
I think you should know what that is.
Robe?
Huh? Bata's not a Spanish word.
A child?
Yeah.
Yeah, look
Actually-
at this child.
Actually, technically, bata is a Spanish word. It was also imported into the Spanish dictionary. So technically, one could say that this is a proper Spanish sentence. Juan, like look at this child.
Oh, yeah.
And then let's continue with the next part.
Ya habla el nana di Juan. Yaman tiplak si Juan. Tasunya lang galile. Ay, gracias. Hindi gale aquel liberasan. Ya pensale. Y con apuro, ya anda la para na río y ya lava su cuerpo con jabón. Alegre le tamira tasapa el buling na su cuerpo. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, this almost makes my head hurt. It's so. This is actually kind of confusing. There's like a lot of. It's like jumping back and forth between. Do you understand all of the words in here?
Not really, but like I said, I can kind of guess the gist of the sentence.
So I feel like with longer stories, it starts in Spanish and it'll jump into Filipino, and I feel like when you hear more of it, it kind of like compounds. And I don't know what we just read. Let's try and break this down. So ya habla el nana di Juan. I think that's pretty easy. He. Oh, my brain. ya habla el nana di Juan.
Yes.
His mom says, "What is tiplak?" Tiplak. Beats me then.
Yaman tiplak si Juan.
We'll see if we can figure out by context.
Yes.
But si is a Filipino article, which just marks the name. So maybe we should have said that in the beginning.
Yes,
But
yes.
if you say si Juan, it just means his name is Juan, like that. Yaman, but I don't know what tiplak is. So tasunya lang gali le. Gali, that isn't it? Is that a Ilonggo word?
Yes, I think amuna gali.
Okay, and what does gali mean?
Just sort of agreeing to whatever the speaker says. Sort
Like
of,
indeed or something?
Something of that sort.
Okay. So tasunya lang gali le. So I'm thinking sunya is soñar, which would be dream. And then again, we see ta before the verb.
Yeah.
So I think it means like, oh, he was just dreaming after all. Does that seem like it makes sense?
Maybe as we read along, we figure it out. And then if you're wrong,
well, then we'll
rewrite the story.
Our version of the story.
Yes.
Ay, gracias. Hindi gali. There it is again. Gali. Aquel de berasan. De berasan? Is it Spanish or Filipino?
Doesn't sound. What's de veras in Spanish?
De veras, like
sí.
True,
Yes.
true. But then the an, there's a lot of Filipino words that have an at the end. So I think this might be like a fusion of two, where like Spanish plus Filipino and then like stuck together in a word. So like ay gracias, thank you. And like, thank goodness, it wasn't true.
Yes,
So hindi in Filipino means no, and then aquel de verasan, that was the truth or something like that. So it wasn't real.
Yes.
Because it was a dream.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so then I think we were right on the first
yes,
part. Yeah, pensale. He thinks. He thought to himself. Yeah. Do you know what this one means?
He went to the river and washed his body with soap.
Yeah. So apuro, he hurries.
Yeah.
Do you want to finish it? So, I mean, I get it, but do you know what sapa means?
Sapa is river. I don't know. That's the Filipino word, but look at.
So I think
No, it can't be the river because it refers to the dirt on his body.
okay, because I don't know of any of a Spanish word sapar. No, but he's happy to see that maybe it does mean river like nagsasapa ang like the river's washing the buling off of his body. Like he's happy to see that the bullying is washing off.
Could be.
I mean,
We'll see next week as the story develops.
Principia aquel tiempo, todo el día tabaña y talabagad cuerpo si Juan. Pirmi tamen le taanda baña na limpio agua del río allá canila.
Oh, yes. This is a little more challenging.
Yeah. I feel like Chavacanos must be really good at multitasking because jumping back and forth between Spanish and Filipino, it makes my head spin.
Give it a try.
Okay, let's see. So, principia aquel tiempo.
Mainly the time.
I think principio like the start. So maybe it's like starting on that day or like from that day on, maybe. Todos los días, every day. He bathes and washes his body. But what is gad? I mean, I guess that would be like a Filipino word. Any idea?
I know there's the word God in waray-waray.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of seems like Chavacano takes some words from Tagalog, some words from Bisaya. Maybe it's not unreasonable that also some waray-waray comes in.
I think it's just a word to emphasize something.
I feel like if you speak multiple different languages, there's some things you can express in one that doesn't really translate. But if you have this mishmash language, you have so many more ways to express yourself. So pirmi tamen, like pirmi in Tagalog means always, right?
Yes, same as in Bisaya, Ilonggo.
Okay, and then tamen, I'm guessing would be tambien. Like he also always goes.
Bathe.
Yeah, goes to bathe and clean himself in the river over there. Canila?
Canila is like a
like
Tagalog
sila,
word.
right?
Canila there. Over.
I'm not sure.
Yes.
I mean, I get it, but I'm just not exactly sure how to put that into English.
In here.
Yeah, how do we say this in English? I don't know how to make it into a proper sentence.
Probably difficult to literally translate every word. So we do the context.
Yeah. So then so from that day on, he washes his body every day, gun, and always bathes in the river. And is that the end? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, and so that was our story. That was our reaction to the Chavacano language. I think we did a pretty good job. I mean,
between the two of us.
Yeah, between the two of us, and I think also at least reading it, we can take our time and go through. But I think also there's a matter of accent. I wonder if it sounds more like Spanish or if it sounds more like Filipino or if it sounds like Tagalog or if it sounds like Cebuano.
We should listen to Chavacano speak.
Yeah, we'll have to do like a reacting to a Chavacano video later.
I think it would be more Spanish than Filipino because Filipinos speak a little slower. I think when I went to Zamboanga, I was amused. I was amused because these little kids were conversing with Spanish tourists, and I could not understand what they were saying, but they were, carrying on a
But did
smooth
the tourists
conversation.
understand?
Yes, because they were conversing back and forth.
Okay. And yeah, I was pretty interested. Like, I found it really interesting that it had aspects of different Philippine languages. And I was also really surprised by the word cansao there. The way that they pronounce it, which is...
I would never have guessed it looking at the spelling.
Right, yeah. I think is only hearing it like cansao. Wait, that's... And also in the context. So how does Chavacano sound to you?
It is a lot of Spanish, and yet it's not.
Yeah.
So it's interesting when you're trying to understand it with some of the Spanish that I know, and the words that are not familiar to me, and the words that sound Ilonggo, and I'm wondering if they actually mean the same thing.
Right.
Actually, I was thinking, like Ilonggo has a lot of Spanish words. We only take words, and we have a real, like Hiligaynon dialect, but not in the same way as, like you said, Creole Spanish, not like the Chavacanos. With Chavacano, they took in more of the Spanish words and then kind of tweaked it.
Yeah, like as Filipinos, it's kind of cool to see the connection between two cultures, or like a fusion of cultures. So I guess in the other way, how well would you guess a Chavacano person would be able to understand Ilonggo? Like, because bits of this have there are a couple words here that come from Ilonggo, and of course the use of Spanish words in common. How well do you think a Chavacano speaker would be able to understand Ilonggo?
Based from my experience when I was working in the Philippines, I think they understand the Cebuano more than the Ilonggo.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Especially because in Mindanao, there's more Cebuano than Ilonggo, except in certain parts of Mindanao like Cotabato but I think they have more exposure to Cebuano.
Right, that makes sense. And I think also more commonly spoken languages are easier to understand. I would guess that a Spanish speaker hearing Chavacano, they would need the other person to slow down to be able to pick it up. But I would guess because there's so many Spanish speakers that a Chavacano person could understand Spanish a little more easily.
Yeah, maybe we should look up some of the Chavacano words that we're not sure about.
Yeah. I think it's a really interesting language, and I'd like to learn more about it. I think that'd be a good idea. So that's been our reaction video to these Chavacano stories. I hope you like them, and maybe you would have your own interpretations of the story. Maybe we got things right, maybe we got some things wrong. What do you think of the Chavacano language? Is it a language you would like to learn? Do you know about the history? Give us your thoughts of the Chavacano language. And
for me, it was fun dissecting it. With my little bit of Spanish, little bit of Ilonggo, little bit of Cebuano. It was fun.
Yeah, it's like working through a puzzle. It's pretty cool.
Fun.
Yeah, very fun. And that's what languages should be, right? Communication.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. See you next time.